Hello, this is Bill Wimsat with Wells Landers Group, and this is part 3 of a presentation on business and enterprise architecture using a portfolio management process. I'm going to be talking about the inform portion of the DID principle. In this case, I'm using Cognos as a business intelligence and reporting platform to pull information from System Architect, from Focal Point, and other sources such as financial documents and capital planning, or maybe external rating platforms that may be coming from external policy or auditing functions. In this case, I'm taking a look at information that I have available to me from System Architect, such as segments of my business, segments by funding level. Maybe I want to look at the portfolio information that I created within Focal Point. The information from Focal Point is provided into a relational structure so that I can report on that information within tools like Cognos. I can see that information that I had in a different type of dashboard within Focal Point, but here I'm looking at it from a different perspective. The other thing that we can do is we can look at that information over time. I can collect it into a dimensional data mart so that I can look at my IT efficiency, my business value index, and my risk index over time so that I can make sure that I'm keeping on target, making sure that I'm maybe keeping risk flat while business value is increasing and IT efficiency is hopefully increasing. That allows me to truly measure the value of my enterprise architecture. It's not a point in time, it's how have things changed and how have the different factors that are important to my business for measuring the effectiveness and how have those changed over time. I can look across that portfolio in a couple different ways. I can look at it from phases, and I can look at it whether they're on budget or over budget and what the dollar values invested are at any point in time. When you're looking at your enterprise architecture, it's not always making decisions on what you do know, it's understanding what you don't know. In this case, I'm showing an architecture quality dashboard, which is representative of what you might be able to do, pulling information from System Architect into a relational database and applying Cognos for doing business intelligence and reporting. In this case, I'm showing a two-dimensional cross matrix in which I'm showing different technology classifications, whether it's I'm using obsolete technology or pending technology, and different system development lifecycle phases. I can see that 22 application systems aren't defined for any SDLC phase, but they're using obsolete technologies. I see one project that's using obsolete technology that's in the project definition phase. Well, what's important there is not necessarily that it's using obsolete technology and that it's in a particular SDLC phase, but what's the dollar value? Is it high risk? Is it adding value to the business? Simply clicking on that item can bring up additional information about that item so that I can drill in and discover more about it and assume whether it's a correct level of investment and what are the particulars so that I can make an operational decision on whether using obsolete technology is okay or not for that particular system. Something else that I can do within the platform is identify scorecards. In this case, I'm looking at different segments of my business, and I'm identifying whether they have owners identified, whether they have business functions identified, and services identified. This allows me to assure that when I'm making architectural decisions that I have all the different components available to me to assure that I'm making the best decisions possible. The inform part of the DID principle is assuring that all the stakeholders are being communicated with and informed where you are in the process. Whether they're an executive or whether they're a business manager, I want to make sure that they have all elements of information available to them as you're making decisions. Finally, here's an example of an executive management report that may be sent out, or it may be sent out on a day basis, or it might be sent out when risk hits a certain level. By using a rich business intelligence reporting platform such as Cognos, I can assure that my business and enterprise architecture has the right eyes for the right information. I can combine information from tools such as System Architect to provide enterprise architecture in context with business analysis and financial information. As risk levels increase, or as my investment levels get to a certain value, I can assure that all stakeholders are informed of where we are and how we're doing from our business goals and business missions. The different viewpoints can be representative, and users can look at the information from whatever aspect they want to, using ad hoc and their own reporting tools available within the Cognos platform. Let's take a quick look. Now I'm going to use Query Studio to build an ad hoc version of a report. Perhaps I want to take a look at a portfolio value over a time period, kind of like we saw in the dashboard. I can choose that I want to take a look at a portfolio, insert that into my report, which provides me the list of different portfolio types out there. Perhaps I want to look at over a particular time period. In this case, I want to look at it from month level. And the values that I want to take a look at are IT Efficiency Index, Business Value Index, and Risk Index. Here I have my different values laid out in a standard box, and I can change that so that I can look at it in a crosstab.